Today's show is brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. Come on, we talking about the top-rated sports booking app in all of North America. They safe, they are secure, and just like the homie Deke, they are reliable. But with that being the case, we also know that, man, you got to know why you want to use it. Well, why? Well, because you can get some parlay going on, man. Whether you're talking same game parlays or if you want to add multiple games into the mix, you got plenty of options, especially with the playoffs. The NFL playoffs continuing to get closer and closer to the big game, man. So with that being the case, for all of my first-time users out there, when you download the app, make sure when you make that first deposit bonus of $5, use the promo code MOAT so that way you'll receive $200 in bonus bets instantly. All right. The promo code MOAT. You heard me say it twice, so you know it's important. But with that being the case, man, that'll give you a chance to potentially get back into the game, and we'll see what it does from there with your picks. But more importantly, man, I can also understand that you can get lost in the sauce. Might develop a gambling problem, or you might just need some help. And if you're living in New York, it's a number that you can text. Shout out to the New Yorkers, baby. But for everybody else, the digits to dial are 1-800-GAMBLER.
David McWright, Russ might be coming in super cheap, undercutting Fields because this man has made a bag and wants to win a Super Bowl. No other QB-needy team is close to a chip. He played better than about every other QB that lost.
I like, you know
got
what?
The bag.
Hey, shout out.
He takes another $1 million
for
deal.
certain. That would throw the monkey wrench in the equation. And weirdly enough, Deke, I don't put it past Russ.
Oh my God!
I promise, I don't put it past Russ. Russ would be like, Roger made 40 last year, 40 before that, 40 before that. I'm gonna come in here, Coach T. I do it for 5. What's Phil's number? If Phil's want 10, I'll do it for 5. If Phil's want 20, I'll do it for 10. Yeah. Because what you said that was who you said that was I don't know if you still got the
David
name.
McWright.
David McWright. So think about it in this context, all right? We don't look at Russ and say, yo, you played terrible. We got upset because we felt like, yo, you sold us a dream of that midway point when you were firing on all cylinders. We thought that you were old Russ. We thought that it was back to, top five, let Russ cook. And unfortunately, we saw that that wasn't necessarily the full case. But we still think you're capable. But the first thing I said after that game was you got to get more talent on here. You need another receiver in here. You need somebody that can be his DK and Tyler Lockett. You need the both, the Doug Baldwin and the Golden Tate. Like, you want both of those type of dudes with you. So with that, what if he's also thinking the same thing? And he's telling himself, man, if I take 30, if I take 40, not only does it put me in a bind in the sense of maybe they don't want me here, but what does that do in the sense of what personnel I can have to help me get back to what I want to get to? Because I know he looks at that defense and says, yo, I know what a dope defense is. He was in Seattle. He knows what they're capable of, and he knows how it can benefit him. But if he takes too much, what strain does that put on those guys as well? Because we can't keep everybody if you get the money that you're getting. So I don't all the way put it past him to consider that. And it would work because for Justin Fields, he hasn't hit just yet from the contract standpoint. And we didn't pick up the 5th-year option. So he's still getting money, but it's on puppy child money. So I could see where he might be like, yo, my number is 15. Let's start there. And now we can talk more.
Fields is saying that.
I can see that because for him, this would be his first time to just hit the free market and get whatever the bag is. Whereas for Russ literally just got 40. He's like, man, hey, we could keep that number right where it's. You want to give me 5? We could do 5. Because I did it for 1. I gave you way more production than 1. I gave you at least $20 million of production. We know that, just the going rate. Like, your $20 million is the going rate. So it's like, I can get that for 5? I don't think he would do it, but I think he would consider it though. I definitely think he would consider it.
I mean, yeah, he would spin it as like, I'm just all about winning Super Bowls, whatever it takes.
Yeah. And you think about what we can add to it though. And that's the other part. You could for certain add a ton of weapons if you're only paying Russ $5 million. You know you can. And let's also not act like Russ and Fields, it was, oh man, the Fields is gonna just blow him out the water. No, we ain't there with it. So the whole argument was because the money part. That's why we was like, oh, Fields has got the money, he's younger, he's cheaper. Like that's the direction we want to go.
My only rebuttal against it is wasting time.
Is it wasting time if you win though?
No, not at all. Not at all. But I like
because it's only wasting time
from
if
my
we don't
standpoint.
win.
I think I got Russ in the category of like I think he's done. Like I think he's just in that limited Kirk Cousins to category. After seeing how the season finished, I don't want to be wasting that type of time. But maybe if it is Russ with T. Higgins and we load up the offense, maybe you could sell me on that.
When you say load up the offense, you got a GP already. You have a Muth already. You have a Darnell already. You've invested a ton in your offensive line. You got Jaylen Warren already. You got a Calvin Austin already. We talking about adding 2 pieces, and that's if you moved on from Najee.
I think you would have to.
What I'm saying?
I think you'd
need
have
to
get. In my opinion, if you're doing that, you're giving Russ the keys to the offense because then I wouldn't want anything inhibiting what Russ wants to do then because it felt like him and Arthur Smith had differing of opinions on how the offense was supposed to be structured. So like I don't think you can have that in the way then either. I don't think we're moving off of Arthur Smith though.
See, I don't look at the Arthur Smith and Russ tension as a negative. I look at it as you're processing these pieces that you have on your roster and you're trying to figure out what's the best method. You might have Arthur Smith who says the best method to win with our current personnel, man, we need to run that ball, play action pass. You might have Russ who's saying, man, with this personnel, we can't just simply run it. I don't think we're going to be good enough. Let's try to be a little bit more aggressive with shot plays early on to get defense to back up. Maybe you hit one. Worst case, you get in the PI. We're flipping the field that way. That'll keep defenses backed up off of us. And now we use the run as the complement to the deep ball. But you see, we're both trying to get the same thing done. It's just a difference of philosophy. So you might be looking at it from that side of Arthur Smith. Nah, man, I don't want to take those chances. I want to just lean on this running game. I've had success with the Derrick Henry. I know how to do this. Russ, man, look, I've had success with my arm. Letting me throw this thing. Let me cook. Like, this is what I've done. So I think that that's where you can get that difference of opinion. But I think if they get a full all season together where now they're saying, hey, Russ, hey, Arthur, what's the receiver that y'all think makes the most sense? Like, let's together identify that guy. Don't Arthur Smith, you like this guy. All right, cool. You get this dude, but Russ is like, hey, bro, I don't really think that's the one. Like, I like this guy's game a little bit better. Like, I think that conversation should be had. I don't think it's a negative, but I also think you got to decide if Phil's your guy, then you have that convo with Fields. Whoever you think is your guy, I want you to have that convo with him.
I'd rather just do all this with Fields and say Russ does undercut Fields. Say Fields is saying, I want 15. Russ wants, he says he'd take the 5.
Yeah.
I'd rather just have these conversations with Fields and pay that extra $10 million, given the age and the upside that he's got and what I want to be doing going forward. There, that's just me though. Yeah, well, I'm not saying it wouldn't. I'm not saying it wouldn't work with Russ in the scenario that you're bringing up. It's just I want to see this offense to the highest possible ceiling possible, and I think Fields could get us there.
And you're willing to expose a lot more risk for that, whereas for me, I'm not willing to expose as much risk to get there. So but once again, we're trying to get to the same thing. Yeah. It's just the difference of philosophy on it. So for Russ, his approach could low key be like yours. I want to be more aggressive. I don't want to be a little bit more because I want to take these chances. Whereas you got the Arthur Smith over here, you like, hey, bro, I hear what you're saying, and yes, that could work, but man, I'm not about to be stomaching what that could look like if it doesn't work. Because, man, I don't want to deal with it.
It's just so weird.
It is.
How it all took place because the offense was very open. I thought we had Russ more in shotgun early in the games when you're talking about midseason and just how everything looked compared to these last 5 games. I just don't know what happened. Where the disconnect or where this miscommunication started to really happen. Because it just got weird these last 4 games.
That's facts, man.
Night and day from quality of Jets game, Giants game, even quality the Commanders of opponents, game,
though,
Bengals
they do
game.
matter. The quality of opponent matters, though. And, yeah, we still got to play better. But I think that there were a lot of variables at play.
Yeah, our defense not being as good didn't help either.
A lot of variables at play, man.